horizon as a swarm of green monsters charges toward the wall. General Shao promptly ordered the artillery to attack, and numerous fireballs are launched into the sky by colossal machines heading straight for the enemy and igniting a sea of flames upon collision. The bowmen also start shooting at the beasts, raining down a storm of arrows that fill the entire sky, slaying many of the creatures as they charge in fearlessly. The beasts below were in anger as they sprint closer to the massive wall, eventually reaching the base despite the rain of arrows. The women in blue armor start to descend toward the creatures, attacking the enemies with their spears, while the men swiftly hoist them back up. Despite their valiant efforts, many of the soldiers are devoured by the beasts, and soon the Queen of the Beasts arrives at the distant horizon with her numerous guards to oversee the battle more effectively. Strategist Wang notices this and informs the general, who commands the artillery, to aim directly at the Queen, but the guards quickly deflect the attacks, shielding their leader. The Queen was angry at the humans and starts instructing her mentors, directing them to alter their strategy and use their bodies to scale the walls. The beasts manage to ascend the structure and start attacking the soldiers, hurling them off the wall with immense strength. William frantically tries to escape with Tovar after witnessing the dangers, and surprisingly, they are freed by another foreigner named Ballard, who promptly cuts their ropes. A young soldier named Pang watches his comrades being slain and charges in to confront the creatures despite his fear, but is easily repelled by the giant beast. Before the young man can be devoured by the ravenous creatures, William leaps into the air and seizes a spear, lunging it at the creature and stabbing it right in the mouth. The beast thrusts the man backward as it blows incessantly, but William manages to stab it again with Tovar's assistance, and the two slay the creature by piercing its heart. Tovar picks up a red carpet on the ground and starts luring another beast like a bull, causing the creature to charge directly at the man, but this allows William to slay it using an arrow and narrowly evade the blinded creature as it lunges for the last time. After witnessing so many of its minions slain, the Queen commands the creatures to retreat using her sound waves, causing the beasts to retreat as they carry away bodies of their fallen comrades, preventing the humans from learning anything about them. The Chinese commanders approach the Westerners after the victory, and the two men immediately drop their weapons to show their cooperation. General Shao commends their courage for assisting with the battle, and decides to provide them with living quarters instead of imprisoning them. The young soldier Pang approaches William right after the siege, and expresses his gratitude to the man for saving his life instead of abandoning him. The two men also meet Ballard, the man who liberated them earlier, and it turns out that he was here searching for the black powder 25 years ago, but he had been held captive as an English teacher ever since. The old man shows the two the mysterious black powder that they were searching for and assures William that there is more than enough for all three of them. Ballard suggested they depart as soon as the siege commences so that they can be riding away while the battle ensues. Before their conversation can conclude, strategist Wang summons them for an urgent meeting as he discovers a magnet amongst their belongings. Wang believes that this stone was the reason why William was able to slay the beast so effortlessly during their first encounter, as the magnet may have disrupted the creature's mind. It turns out that the monsters are called Tautis, and they arrived on Earth 2,000 years ago from outer space. Since then, every 60 years, these creatures have emerged in the northern part of China, trying to destroy everything so they can feed their queen and multiply. The capital city of China, which has a population of 2 million people, is only about 300 miles away from the wall, and if the monsters manage to get enough food, their numbers would explode, spreading across the entire world. Meanwhile, General Shao and Commander Lin notice that some soldiers are missing at the West Towers, so they decide to investigate. The soldiers get into a formation, but they were surprised to find that the monsters have intentionally left the bodies instead of eating them. As they move forward, they see a creature in front of them, but General Shao also spots the reflection of another Tao behind them, attempting to ambush them. The two monsters attack simultaneously, and General Shao tries to defend against the monster from behind, but ends up gravely injured while trying to save Commander Lin. The rest of the armies shortly arrive after, but it was too late to save the leader. With his dying breath, General Shao appoints Lin as his successor, and warns her to never underestimate the intelligence of the monsters. The people hold a grand funeral to mourn the death of their leader, releasing many candles into the air to guide General Xiao's spirit to the afterlife. Soon after, Envoy Shen from the Emperor of China arrives at the wall, bringing records of previous encounters with the monsters from 60 years ago. According to the records, the creatures became paralyzed when they chased soldiers on a mountain where there was a magnet similar to William's magnet. To test